Is everybody in? Is everybody in? The show is about to begin.
Welcome to the podcast, concerts that made us, interviews and stories, tales from the bus. We love taking you back to when it all went down. The greatest live shows and the cheering crowd sound. It's concerts that made us, concertsthatmadeus.com.
Hi, this is Sebastien from Late Night Trouble, and you're listening to Concerts That Made Us.
Sebastien, you're very welcome to Concerts That Made Us.
Thank you for the invitation. I'm happy to be here.
It's great to have you now. So, Late Night Trouble released your debut album, Candyland, back in October. What can you tell us about it?
A lot of things. The album is it's a blast. It's from the beginning to scratch. It was a big project for us. It's our the first big project that we worked on, and we co-produced it with Robin, who was been doing our production. We just the most thing I can say is that from those 10 songs that you're gonna hear when you listen to the record, there was like 75 songs at the beginning, and we just cut until we found the perfect fit for this thematic album.
Oh man, 75 songs. I have to ask then, how do you judge which songs make the cut?
Well, there's a couple of stuff to consider. Number one, we wanted to go. We knew that the artistic direction of the album that we wanted, like we knew that it was going to be called Candyland, so we started with that. There was a song that was called "Welcome to Candyland," so of course this one had to be in it. And then we wanted to present like colorful stuff, and we at some point you just kind of feel it because because before this project there was many other songs that we used to play live that we could have picked and just take the easy way out, but uh, I felt like we were somewhere else in our music. We were in between style. We were evolving, so we kind of needed to choose songs that would fit the album, and also that would fit where we were at uh, professionally speaking. So yeah, that's how we choose the songs.
I get you. I get you. And how does the final version compare to the original version?
Oh my god. A couple of songs. Sometimes when I draft something on the guitar and on the vocals, it's just how it is. There's no rewrites or big changes. A couple of songs that yeah, let's say number 5 on the record, "You Wear Me Down," the song that I sing. Uh, I would say that the first draft or the second draft was like what you get besides all the production that has been add on to, but the structure of the song is basically that. But a couple of songs we changed because it was ideas from our producers, or we wanted to sometimes just try something else, or usually with the experience that I have writing songs over the years, because I'm new to you, to everybody else for like just a couple of years in the band, but I've been writing songs all my life, and I've been writing crap all my life until I'm able to write some good stuff. So at this point, I have my work ethic and the way I used to write songs, or how I like the song to be written or structured. So it's coming easier for me. So that's why we scrapped all the old stuff, and we wanted to new songs or new stuff that were coming out of my mind, and that's where we're at.
Right, right. Typically then when it comes to making new music for you guys, what does the process look? Is it completely collaborative? Does one of you guys take the lead or?
Well, most of the stuff uh, that we wrote, uh, let's say music or lyrics, comes from me. That's that's my job in the band. Come up with the songs. That's what I'm good at too. So, like I told you before, it's coming. It's easy for me to come up with some stuff, but yeah, you're gonna have a bunch of crap for a good song, but that's just how it is. But it comes from many directions. Sometimes uh, I just wake up and I heard a riff in my mind and just go on the guitar, play it. Sometimes I'm taking a shower and there's some vocals that are coming to mind. Uh, very many inspirations comes from many ways for me.
I get you. I get you. Something that's instantly noticeable about you guys is you seem like great fun. You're almost like one hell of a party band. Like, you're going to have a great time. Where does this come from?
Well, I think it's our personality, our energy. It's just how there's no persona. It's just how we are. Roxanne is a Super Bowl of energy. I'm like that too. I love to move and have fun. I'm a big I like the gatherings. I like parties. Uh, that's just how it is. It just come naturally for us to be like that and to well sell this kind of product on stage.
Yeah, yeah. And we opened the show with the single Take It Off. One hell of a song. What can you
Thank
tell us
you.
about us?
Well, Take It Off is a interesting song because um, as you can hear on the record, there's a lot of add-on production to this song, so it was hard for me at the beginning to. I kind of know where I wanted this song to go, but I wasn't sure. So yeah, this is one of the songs that I build, rebuild, 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 do the vocals, lyrics twice and a couple of times. At some point, the main idea that you can hear on the record is there's two way to see this song. Number one, well, yeah, of course, it's not a love song, but a song about sex. That's number one. The other way around to see the song is that it's like two people are fighting each other, like in a boxing ring or something like that. So I kind of like those two ideas, and I kind of want to write let's say the lyrics and the chorus to let the people, the listener, interpret the song either which way. Either it's do they prefer to see the sex side of it or the fighting side of it. So it's I kind of let it out there, but yeah, I mixed those two idea, and I redid the lyrics. The melody was already there. The chorus was like the first thing that came to mind, way 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 back. That hasn't changed. But the verses, it's they were written many many times until you get what you get on the record.
Right, right. And I suppose at this stage, so we'll dive into your own personal experiences when it comes to music to give the listeners a sense of where you come from. So, if you can you remember your earliest musical memory?
Yeah, I can. There's two things that comes to mind regarding music for me. Um, I know that way way back when I was in high school, I was not well. That's funny because I was not a very I wasn't listening to music that much when I was a kid. But at one point, I remember in high school, was getting my books to go to the next class, and some girl just hand over an album, and she was like, "I'm giving it to you, $5." And I was like, "Oh, okay, $5. Let's get the album." And it was the first record of a Simple Plan, no pads, no helmets, just balls. And I started from there. So I listened to this, blew my mind. I remember just I was learning English at that point. Like so I remember listening to the record over and over with a notepad, with a blank notepad, and I was trying to write the lyrics on my own because I had no computer at that point. So yeah, that's where it started for me to learn English, love music. Then I got to play guitar for the first time when I was 14 years old. I remember all my friends were going to this optional class. It was a guitar class, and just out, I didn't want to learn the guitar. I just wanted to follow my friends. So I checked that too. First year, well, maybe yeah, the first year I was not very interested. Wasn't doing my homework, wasn't practicing much, wasn't listening in class. And so yeah, the first year was just scratch. I didn't play or used to play or love the guitar. Uh, but at the end of the year, the summer, it was my birthday. I remember my aunt bought me a guitar because she was like, he's in a guitar class, so let's just buy him the whole kit. That's just how she is. So she bought me a guitar. I still have to this day a black Washburn guitar with a rosewood neck. I remember it. And my first amp, which is a small Marshall that I still have to this day. And it was sitting in the corner, getting dusty and dusty. But one day, I remember I took the guitar, and man, the rest is history. I was playing the guitar all the summer. Then I went outside for 2 months. Came back to class the next year, and blew everybody away.
I like
That's
it.
how it. That's how it. That's how it. It happened for me.
Nice, nice. And
Yeah, man.
for listeners maybe on this side of the world, what's your local music scene like? What's the scene like in Canada?
Well, to be honest with you, with the financial crisis that we're going through right now, it's kind of a on hold. It's like some stuff are happening, but less bands are on the road. Less big bands are coming to town. Uh, we're just kind of trying to promote as much as we can on the internet because that's never stops. That never sleeps. But the scene right now is yeah, it's kind of in between, as I can say.
Right, right. And you guys, you mentioned bigger bands come to town. You guys have actually played with some bigger bands. What do you learn when you're playing on that level?
Oh man, when we play with those bands, it's crazy. It's overwhelming because we played once with my favorite band, Crowbot. So that was like mind blowing. I was backstage. I I, I couldn't believe that I was there, but at some point you got to get the job done. It was like, but when to talk to those guys and what do we learn from them? It's just them. We learned that you got to keep pushing, got to keep your head up, you got to believe in yourself. Those kind of mentality. That's what you learn when you see those bands because they're at the next level. So if we want to get there, we have to do our things our own way, but with the same mentality. So yeah, just keep pushing.
Good advice. Good advice. And it's called Concerts That Made Us podcast. So I have to ask you, as a concert goer, what concerts do you think have made you?
A concert that made us. Uh, well, I would say the concert that brought us to the next level where we're at right now would be when we play the Nova Scotia, the Truro Festival. I think that's the one that uh, just shown everybody that we are able to keep up with the bands that were there. There was big names there, man. There was the Lazies, Treatise Grace, July Talk, and so many more. But to be on the same stage as them, give a hell of a show like we always do. And also, we opened this concert. We opened the festival on the first day. We were the first band there. So yeah, it was a it was a big was a big mission. I think to open is never easy.
No, no.
Um, so it was a big mission for us. They gave us the opportunity to open the festival, give us what we have for 30 minutes, and that's what we did. And yeah, so we got a lot of new followers. We got a lot of exposure during that show. We made a lot of acquaintance. We met some people from the industry and from the other bands, and I think that's where we were able to get to where we are today, a little further. But yeah, I think that's the concert that made us so far.
I like it. Geez, that as you mentioned, that's a very big job opening the entire festival. Oh man. And
Yeah, especially if you're an unknown band, nobody knew us there.
yeah,
So yeah, it was yeah we got a very good response from the crowd and from the other bands, and at that point the show was on, people were warmed up, and it went well for the next 3 days.
Glad to hear it. And if you flip it around then and look back at all the gigs you've played in your career, is there one that maybe you would say was the worst, and how did you overcome it?
uh, well, for me personally, as a guitar player, my worst gigs are always the one that we have big technical difficulties. Um, I just hate when my guitar doesn't work or there's like no ground, so you can just it's fuzzy all the time. That pisses me off, but we overcome it well. I was just try to play through the songs and give more and more energy every time, so that people will notice the energy, not the rest. But we haven't had like a bad gig so far, something that was very wrong. We got a couple of gigs that when we first started, there was like three people, but that doesn't make it as a bad gig. It does. It doesn't matter. If there are three people, 3,000 people. We're gonna give the same show, so that's not a reason for a bad gig for us. But I remember one point I forgot my attire, my stage attire. So I was playing in my little shorts with a little Hawaiian shirt with my flip flops. That was bad because moving like I do and clicking on the pedals with flip flops, don't do that. Not working well.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
So yeah, that would be that gig.
And when it comes to showtime, then what's your pre-show and post-show ritual? How do you psych yourself up? And then afterwards, how do you wind down?
Before the show, uh, I usually at some points um, I like I go somewhere where I'm alone. I play guitar just to warm my fingers, warm myself for at least 30, 45 minutes. When I'm warmed up, I get up, I put my attire, then I stretch myself. I stretch myself. I'm preparing myself. I'm just jumping jacks, jumping around, just to get the energy flowing. Um, do my preparation for my vocals, and then we just hit the stage.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, no special stuff. And afterwards, well, usually it was a party, 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 drinking, drinking, drinking. But I'm taking like a break of drinking right now, so so I don't know what I'm gonna do after the next show we're gonna do. I'll tell you next time.
Right, right. If that's the case, then that drinking, drinking, party, party. What kind of antics do you guys get up to when you're on tour? Any wild stories you can share with us?
uh, well, there's always some stuff happening. Um, Wild stories. Uh, I don't know what you mean by wild. If you mean like something like out of the '80s movie, something like that, that's not gonna happen. But I I don't know, man. We just I don't really know, to be honest with you. I remember after the Truro show, through the festival, it was like free beer for the bands. Oh my God! Don't tell me that twice. And I drank so much. It was crazy. Roxanne drank a lot too that night. I think we both passed out, and our drummer and Alex had to pick ourselves up. So that would be a wild one, I could tell you.
It sounds it. It sounds it. When it comes to your fans and your listeners, is there an
Yes.
interaction you've had maybe post gig or before a gig that makes it all worth it?
Well, anybody that comes to us to tell us that they like what we're doing and they're just giving us positive vibes and positive reviews, or they're telling us that they like our stuff or whatever. It's always good to hear. We always make time for our fans, even if it's before or after the show. Smaller gigs, it's interesting because people arrive before we get on stage, and sometimes we're just at the bar or just chilling out with people. So it's a we get an easy connection with our fans. There's when we go like let's say close to let's say any gig we do in Quebec or stuff in Ontario. There's like a little bunch of people that follow us a lot. They come to every show or at least most of them. Always fun to hanging off with them. Uh, Personally, so far, there's a guy that comes to our show very often and likes what we do. He's sitting in a wheelchair, and so it's let's say we have a gig, we play at a bar, like at the third floor, something like that. They always need someone to pick him up, so he goes to the bar, so because he cannot climb the stairs. And I remember I'm always the one going for it. Me and some other guy, we just grab him, get up and get up the stairs on another floor. So that's an interesting interaction that we have with the super fan.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is. And when you put so much of yourself into being a musician, how do you balance your personal lives with the demands of being a musician?
Well, so far it's we know that where we want to go with the band at some point it's going to be harder to balance. So far, it's I will not say easy, but it's manageable. That's the word. Because we all work our 9 to 5 shift. We all do. We're all working a lot, and so to balance stuff. When we have shows, it's just take the weekend off, so it's easy. But let's say when we were working on Candyland, so we have to make time for recording session, jamming session, mastering session. So it was well, the only thing you have to do is not get lost in what you have to do. So you make a schedule, uh, you make a schedule and you just go for it. It's just a work ethic. This is just how it is.
Like most things, I suppose, if you have a good work ethic, you'll complete the task.
Yeah, of course. But on my when I got the job where I'm working right now, and that's the first thing I told them is I said, "Hi, my name is Sebastian. I'm in a band, and at some point, it's gonna come between the work. So I'm always gonna choose the band. Are you comfortable with that?" They say yes, and then we get to chatting, and so it's just a matter of just setting the record straight and and they and at work they listen to my music too, and they get to and the very they're giving me the time where I need it for the band. So yeah, so that helps they help me a lot to manage, so it's comes easier.
Oh, man, it sounds like you have a very understanding boss.
Yeah, well, I bring the numbers too, so he has to be understanding, otherwise we'll lose that great element that I am.
Very modest as well, I see.
Well, yeah. You have to know what you're worth, man.
Exactly, exactly. And as a band, what has been the biggest challenge you've faced so far, and how did you overcome it?
Uh, uh, Biggest challenge is always and always will be communication. Um, During let's say jamming session or when were building song or where we want what's next for the band. When we ask those important questions, it's always the challenge is always communication. As more as we're getting to know each other more and more each day because we're all living together. So it's at some point it's coming easier. We know our boundaries and we know what kind of stuff we can say or how we can say stuff. So we learn every day. But yeah, in the beginning, communication was hard. But that's how it is in every band, every family, every group. Have to at some point understand each other and make the most out of every conversation.
And when you look to the future, then, say 5 years' time, how would you like late night trouble to evolve?
Oh, 5 years. Um, hmm. I would like us to be. I would like us to live from our music only. This is what I would love 5 years from now. To be comfortable. I don't. I'm not saying I don't want to be a multimillionaire and makes money. Like I cannot. I don't know what to do with it. That would be nice, but that's not the point. The point is to make a living out of our passion, which is the music, and travel the world, have fun, meet people, and just have a home to come to. But yeah, yeah, I would say if we live from our music, that's a win for me.
Do you think nowadays, though, that's still achievable for bands? Not to become like the multi-millionaire, like on Metallica's level, but as you said, just make a living. Do you think it's still achievable?
Well, I think it's harder than it was to achieve that because, like you said before, we've met other bands. We talked with other bands that are on the other levels that we are, and they still have side jobs or they still have some kind of other ways to make money. So I will not say 100%. I think it's still. I think there's. It's a good question because I think that at some point there's like you either you're either comfortable, maybe have a side job or two to, get that extra cash that you need for whatever, but you're comfortable and you do the music, uh, all the, like for a living, and there's like the complete opposite where it's like super big Metallica size. I don't think there's anything in between.
No,
So I
definitely
think
not.
it's either you make your way, you get a living, you gotta have a side job or two to get things going, or you either super big and you have everything else. So yeah, I think that's what it is with the business right now.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And before we dive into the last couple of questions, then plans for 2024, lay it all out first. Gigs, music, what's on the cards?
We want to play, man. We want to play live. We want to play live in the United States. Uh, I would love to play live in the UK, and yeah, it's we're coming there, man. We're coming. Just be prepared. We're coming.
We'll be looking forward to it. Right, we'll dive into the last few. If you could see any performer from history in concert for one night only, who would it be?
Oh my God. I could see one. Um, Good question. Uh, one for one night only. Mm, Very good question. Um, oh la la. A couple of names that comes to mind, but I don't know my top. Someone. I just don't have it at the top of my head. Someone from the '80s. Let's. I don't know. A guy from Toto or Phil Collins. Something. Someone like that.
Okay, okay, good choice.
Someone like that. Yeah, someone like that. There's other names, but I just don't have it there. But nothing more comes to mind. But the guy from this, I'm sure after the interview, I'm gonna look the bands that I'm saying to him, like, okay, that's the guy.
Probably.
But right now, I have nothing. But someone from the '80s for sure.
Good choice. Here's a bit of a weird one now. If you had to spend 24 hours locked in a room with any musician from history, who would it be?
Oh, uh, oh my God, 24 hours.
Hmm.
I would say Denko Jones.
Right, right.
That's my guy.
What would you hope to learn from him?
Everything, man. Everything he has to say from his experience, from how he writes songs, from his ideas, anything, from how he started, how he became what he became. Yeah, just talk for 24 hours, and I'm gonna listen and write down some stuff. That's
Perfect.
all.
And the final one. So now this is a bit of a tricky one. What
Here we go.
song would appear on the soundtrack to your life?
Oh my god, those answers, man. Questions. Um, soundtrack of my life. Um, that's hard too. That's another question that I would go look on Spotify while I'm listening to, and I was like, okay, that one, that one, that one, that one. On the top of my head right now, that's hard, man. I don't know. Soundtrack of my life. Uh,
I'll make it easier on you. So, what album is your go-to album to listen to?
okay, that's good. That's good. Well, it depends on the mood. But my go-to album, like from top to bottom, uh, uh, my God, there's one album that comes to mind right now. It's Kingdom of Desire, like Toto.
Okay, good one. Good one. I like it.
Yeah, there was some sure to be other albums, but that one comes to mind right now.
Perfect. Listen, Sebastian, it's been an absolute blast now. Thanks a million.
Well, thank you very much for the invitation again. Thank you for your questions. They were very nice. I like them. And hopefully we'll get to chat at some point later on.
Why don't you come with me for a ride? I'm riding shotgun, you're gonna drive.
Hey guys, I really hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please rate and review us on iTunes and Spotify. And if you're interested in signing up to Band Builder Academy, use the link in the show notes below and enter the code CONCERTS and you'll receive 10% off. So, until next time, keep rocking. Hey, what are you guys still doing here? The show's over. It's over. You can go home. Go on. We'll see you next time. We'll be here.